go. Alright, so before I start ripping into this thing, I want to make sure that it is in neutral so that I can push it around the driveway if I really need to. So the way I'm going to do that is basically I'm going to put it in neutral and put the e-brake on, and then real quick I'm going to disconnect the 12-volt battery so it shuts off, and that way it'll be locked in neutral, because otherwise the car is not going to let you shut it off if it's in neutral. It wants you to go and park. So let's do it.
Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a certified EV technician, and I'm just showing work on my own vehicles. Electric vehicles contain high voltage systems that can cause serious injury or death. Do not attempt anything you see in this video unless you're properly trained, qualified, and using the correct safety equipment. You assume all risk if you choose to follow anything shown here.
Turn it on. Put the e-brake on. Go ahead and shift into neutral. You can see it is in neutral now. And switch out of neutral because I opened the door, I guess. In neutral. Climb out the window. Roll the window back up. It's just a 10 mil. Battery's disconnected, but it's still making that weird hybrid sound. So that's weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the positive as well. All right, so I had to shift back into neutral. It had gone into park again, so I shifted back into neutral and turned it off, and I think that worked. And now you can see that I can spin the wheels by hand, so obviously it is in neutral. And if I take off the e-brake, that should spin too. Yep, e-brake on. Sweet. Alright, so now it's time to disconnect the manual service disconnect, or MSD, which is back here. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my Class 0 safety gloves before I touch anything, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna get this dang thing off. Okay, got it. All right. So what I had to do basically, the first step is easy. You just yank on this bit. It's sitting just like this in there. You yank on this bit, get it up like this, and then this is the hard part. You gotta push down on this while pulling up on the other side, and it'll flip up, and you can see mine just popped right out. So it's a bit of a struggle, but got it. Now I cut off some big pieces of electrical tape. I'm gonna just cover up that MSD just so that nothing conductive could fall in there. And I'm also gonna go ahead and just put this little panel back on here. Alright, so I got it jacked up a little higher now. You can see that the next step is to just take off this big plastic covering on the bottom of the car. Alright, so it looks like a bunch of 10 mils and some of those little plastic poppy things. Let's do it. that wasn't so bad. But I will say, whoever made these little things, I do kind of hate you. Alright, so the next step is to disconnect these 3 wires that connect the battery. So I'm gonna put on my Class 0 gloves and get those unplugged. So the gray one just screwed counterclockwise and came right off. Okay, I gotta take this bracket off to get me a little more room. So it looks like just a 10 mil. Gonna take that off because I can't get the cable to move. Oh yeah. Okay, got the big orange guy out. I saw a YouTube video of a guy using one of these little metal dental pick things, so I'm gonna try that. I'm not recommending it because it is a small pokey metal thing with 400 volt batteries, but I'm putting on my gloves, so what could go wrong? Famous last words. Trying to get that little green retainer clip. Oh, I got it. Aha! Alright, so now like everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and just slap some electrical tape on all the connectors so that I never accidentally make a connection with anything. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the battery taken out of the Leaf. So what I did is I found these 2 pallets on the side of the road. I screwed them together, picked up these caster wheels from Home Depot for like 30 bucks, and I'm gonna see how well this works. So make sure you get at least 2 of the caster wheels with the locks on them so that this thing isn't moving around while you're dropping the battery. So now you can see it's like less than an inch gap between the top of the pallets and the bottom of the battery pack. So there were 4 10 mils on the front with these little metal bracket things, and then there were 4 18 mils on the back, and then I think it's just all 17 mils on the side. Just kidding, there were 2 18 mils hiding at the front of the pack. There were 4 more 17s back here. The only thing that should be holding the battery pack still on there is these 4 18 mils on this side and the other side. So now that it is pretty much ready to come out, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that my cart is aligned perfectly front to back and side to side to make sure it's balanced well. And then I'm gonna crack all these loose with the impact. But before I take any out, I'm just gonna crack them all loose and then slowly, one by one, take them out until this whole battery pack just drops down. Alright, we got a problem because I jacked this thing up as high as it can go and the battery is not going to be able to clear from getting it out from under the Leaf. So really the only way I'm going to be able to do this is lower the car back down, bolt the battery pack back to the bottom of the car, take the pallets out, take 1 pallet off, and then slide it back down with just the casters on the singular pallet. That's really the only way I'm going to be able to do this. Cart 2.0 or 3.0 had a full sheet of OSB in the shed, so I chopped off 2 40-inch lengths and then put the rest on the bottom for a little extra support. Hopefully this will work. Now that the car is on the ground, you can see the gap actually looks perfect right here, so I think this is gonna work as long as my flimsy little new cart holds up. Alright, down to 1 bolt on this side. I'm going to take the rest of the bolts off on the other side. Alright, all the bolts are out on that side. I'm using my longest breaker bar to get my fingers way out of the way because I do not want to get any part of my body crushed when that 800-pound battery falls out. So I'm just going to take it nice and easy and do it safe. I've got an even better idea. I'm going to get the floor jack and prop it up on the other side so that when this bolt comes out it doesn't just fall down on the cart, but it'll fall down onto the jack, and then I can just slowly lower it down. Okay, so now it should just be resting on the jack. So just gonna let it down nice and slow. Alright. So now my battery is sitting on the cart. Seems to be holding up just fine. So now, jack the thing back up and see if it clears. Alright, this is gonna be really close. Look at that clearance. I think I'm gonna be able to get it out. I think. As if anything couldn't go worse, I'm pretty sure the caster just broke. Yep, broke off. So now I'm really kind of screwed. I've got an even better stupid idea, but if it's stupid and it works, then it's not stupid. Of course, as I'm about to pull the battery out, it starts raining. Well, I'm glad that I did not try to pull it out right now, because you can see it would have been drenched in water. It started pouring. So I'm going to wait till it stops raining, probably tomorrow. Alright, it's the next day. It's been raining for like 24 hours, but it finally let up. So I'm getting this dang battery out right now. Getting it. Ratchet strap. Oh yeah. Let's go! I did it. As you can see, dropping the battery pack out of a Nissan Leaf really isn't that hard. All you need is some basic tools like a screwdriver, a wrench with some different size sockets, and then either an impact wrench or a breaker bar, and then whatever basic woodworking tools you need to make a little wooden cart like mine. The thing that took me the longest was just the fact that I had to make 3 different height carts and keep jacking the car up and down because I didn't get the height right on the cart the first time. If I had made the low profile cart the first go around, I think this job would have taken me like an hour or maybe 2 hours max. That's all I got for today's video. Hope you enjoyed and learned something, and thank you for watching.